Hey everyone, today we're going to be making a goddess bracelet. And this goddess bracelet is made with the beads from the July 2025 bargain bead box, and I used the 6mm frosted and crackle beads and the serpentine and jade quartz beads. I used 14 of the frosted mint beads, 14 of the serpentine quartz beads, and for every bead there is a closed ring. I use closed jump rings, so there are 28 closed jump rings. You can use open jump rings if you would like. I used a wire that I folded in half and was about 30 centimeters folded in half, so you need so I used 60 centimeters. I think you can measure how much your wrist is and then add about 5 or 6 centimeters, however much you would need to help you make your loop, so that you could crimp your wires at the end of your pattern. That's the items that I used. I also used, of course, a jump ring to hook onto, one of my largest ones that I could find. I used a lobster clasp and then a miniature jump ring to attach my lobster clasp to the glue. And that's it. This is easy to do. If you're paying attention to what you're doing, please just work with me through the mistakes. It was a fun project to make, and it came out so very cute. I love this snow cone. That's what it looks like to me, more than ice cream, but I guess if you have some really minty ice cream, it could be that as well. So I used a 10mm green bead that I had in my stash, but this cone is from the bundle, the ice cream shop bundle. So have fun, watch the video. Understand that I do make a few mistakes, but it did come out really, really nice. Enjoy the video. Okay, hey everyone, welcome to Blessed and Beautiful. My name is Renee, and I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope that you all are feeling beautiful today. All right, so if you're a visitor, come on in, have a seat on the front row. We love having visitors here. Thank you so much for stopping past my channel. And if you are part of my Slady Squad, you are a subscriber to the channel, hey, thank you so much for being here. And to all my new subscribers, I see you. I love you all. Thank you so much for giving my channel a chance. And I hope that you get some nice ideas and tips from the videos that I put here on this channel. Alrighty, thank you so much. All right, today we're going to be making a goddess bracelet, and you all know I love to talk and be silly and have lots of fun, but today we got to be focused. Stay focused, everybody. No laughing, no joking. That includes you. And let's look at what we're doing. And yeah, I'm pointing to myself. That includes me. Okay, today we're making a goddess bracelet, and my goodness, it is a good beginner's project, but you have to pay attention to what you're doing because you could mess it up really, really fast. Okay, here are some tips that I have done to help myself get through a goddess bracelet with a little less stress. Okay, it's not super stressful, but this helps out. Okay, first, to get started, I'm going to tape my wire down. This wire is double the length of the board or the mat that I have right here, which is about 30 centimeters. So you would need 60 centimeters and then fold that in half. Then I put this ring here because it's going to be part of my closure. We don't need this ring for anything else. He's just hanging out down here. So I put him on the wire and then folded the wire in half. Then I put a piece of tape to hold this down. Okay, piece of tape to hold it down so that we can work with our 30 centimeters on the top and 30 centimeters on the bottom. Okay, now another quick tip. On the top wire, I put a little bit of red Sharpie. Don't worry, no one's going to see it. No one's wrist is 30 centimeters round. This will be cut off later, so don't worry. Pick your favorite color and make the tip that color, and you will see why as we go along. Okay, what I'm using today are these beads from the Bargain Bead Box July 2025 Ice Cream Shop subscription box. And inside of that box, we received these 6mm piece beads. They're called jade and, they're quartz and serpentine. And it's a green and an off-white color with a little bit of purple in there. So very interesting, and they are 6 centimeters. And the reason we are using 6 centimeters is because the closed jump rings that I'm using today are 6 centimeters. So you want to have your beads match up with whatever rings you're using. You can use the regular jump rings, but I have found that over time the jump rings open, and you have to go in and fix them because if they open and they slide around, they might come off the wire, things like that. So I wanted to try closed jump rings to see how well that does. Okay. Now, we also are going to be using the 6mm crackle glass round beads. The color is Frosted Mint, and they are so pretty. And because of the ice cream shop theme, these fit right in. They look like frosted mint slushies almost, and so it goes right along with this color here. And I was like, finally a box that I feel like I can really do a goddess bracelet with. Okay, now I will have a dangle on the goddess bracelet, and I'm going to use this frosted 10mm bead that I found, and one of the cones to make an ice cream cone drop for the bracelet once we're done. Okay, all right, now let's get started. Remember, you have a ring down here. It's not part of the design or anything. I just put it here to be a closure. I think that's how I'm going to want to do the closure in the lobster class. And if I don't use it, I'll just cut it off. So no biggie, but he's hanging down there. Don't worry about him. All right. So when you're doing this, you're going to be alternating. Okay. Alternating your wire. All right. So let's get started and you will see. Okay, on the red tip wire, we're going to start with that first. I'm going to put the crackle beads. Okay, and on the, what is this called? Is that when I put the, yes. And then we're going to put a 6mm ring. And then since we started with red, we're now going to put the bottom, which is going to be the piece jade. All right, and that's the beginning of our goddess bracelet. Okay, now because we started with the red the last time, this time we're going to start with the not red, the one on the bottom, which is the green. We're going to put the green first. Then we're going to put our ring on both. Am I doing this right? No, that's not right. Okay, let's set up the sides too, just to make sure that everything works well. So on this side, I'm putting all of my quartz beads, and at the top, I'm putting all my frosted mint. And when I'm finished doing this, since I've never used the 6mm, I will count, and that way on the screen you can see how many exactly I used, so that as you're following along, you can know how many you would need an estimate about. I'm going to leave these here just in case we need to dig in there again for my wrist. Okay, now I am using tiger tail that I got from Bargain Bead Box. No, Bead Box Bargains. I always get those confused. And we're going to stay focused. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. Okay. All right. So we have our little friend down here. We're going to get started, and remember that eventually we can take this off if we want to. How it goes. So you have your rings. Now you need plenty of rings because you're going to be using a ring for each bead. So every time you put on a bead, you put on a ring, a bead, a ring, a bead, a ring. So I have all my extra rings here because I know I'm going to run out. Okay. All right. So I will give the exact numbers on the screen so that you can see how many we used. All right. How many I used for this amount. Okay. All right, I'm a little nervous because I've never done this on camera before. All right, remember we're gonna start with our red at the top. You are going to put whatever bead you have at the top, and for me it is the frosted mint. So that's going to go on first, and then you're going to take your two wires together and put a ring on both wires. Both. That's why it's easy to get them mixed up, because you have to put them together to put the ring on. If you just left them separate and put one bead, it would be easier, but you have to put them together to put on your ring, your jump ring. Okay, quartz bead on here second, and then a ring on both. Okay, Once we do a few more, you will see what the pattern looks like. I love the pattern. Okay, we're back at the top. Crackle bead and a ring on both. And then the other wire and a quartz bead at the bottom. Ring on both. I can hear people now saying, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Can you hear it? Okay, let's look at the pattern here. I'm gonna move it up so that you can see it better, instead of it trying to go up this little hill. Do you see how that is coming out right there? Can we focus, camera, please? Can we focus? There we go. All right. So this is the pattern that you're going to get. You're going to see this kind of like zigzag pattern come up. The different beads, jump rings that you have make different designs, and if you do two at a time, that comes out different too. Two beads, like I've done, not two beads, I'm sorry, two jump rings, and I love doing that too, but let's stay focused, I'm sorry. But this is the pattern that you're going to be making, okay? All right, it comes out really pretty once the whole bracelet is done. All right, so let's keep it moving. We're back to our red wire, and I'll show you a little bit more of this, and then I'll put on some music so that you can see me move a little bit faster through this, but I won't be so fast that you can't see the pattern. So it's always top bead, jump ring, bottom bead, jump ring, top bead, jump ring, bottom bead, jump ring. Always one wire for the beads and then two wires for the ring, always. So if it was easy to know which wire you were actually touching and putting the rings and the beads on, it could go so fast. But I tell you, I can't look away. If I do, I've already picked up the wrong bead. Or I've put the jump ring on, but it didn't go on both wires. So for me, even though it's a nice, relaxing pattern and actually very satisfying to see the design as it comes out, it's not something that I would say is so easy that you could do it with your eyes closed. Yeah, no. It's a beginner's pattern that you have to pay attention to. I think even people who have really become experts at doing this still have to pay attention. I feel like it. Anyway. Oh no. So we're starting again. Frosted bead at the top. And remember, I associated my frosted bead with the red. And then your ring on both. And then the non-red. Hey, that didn't even go on the wire. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, it did. Oh, this one must have pushed one out. Okay. Let's move these down a little bit. All right. So, yeah, there's one on there. I don't know. Maybe one was rolling along. And then your jump ring. So let's look at the pattern to make sure that it's going the way that we want. Do you see? I always get compliments with this bracelet, and I am always sold out. The minute I show this bracelet, it's gone. It so easily wants to flip while you're doing this. I've also done a goddess bracelet with 8-inch beads and also 10-inch. Not 10-inch. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest bead ever. It's a bead and some rope. I'm sorry. I've done this with 8mm. I know y'all are like, knew what you meant, but that was funny. I've done this with 8mm beads and also 10mm beads. But you do have to make sure that you have good size jump rings. It's very important. So that make sure that the jump rings are what make that kind of ziggy-zag pattern appear. And if your jump rings are too small, it kind of makes them not go into that pattern. It does make a pattern, but I don't think it would be, you know, where you could see that zigzag kind of feel to it. So I am doing the ring on both wires. I already did my top, so now I'm doing my bottom. I'm sorry if any of this has been off screen. I'm getting better, I promise. That was crazy. I'm gonna let you all listen to some music, and I'll speed it up just a little bit. You'll still be able to see the pattern, and all the times that the jump ring falls off the wire, I'll just speed it up just a little so that we can get to the end and you can see the final product. Alrighty. I'm breaking into the music just for a moment. First, to tell you that I learned this goddess bracelet design from Beki Foster, and I will put a link in my description box to her video where she does a bracelet bash. And a bracelet bash is when she does a type of bracelet several different ways and with several different boxes. So in this bracelet bash, she made I think it was 5 or 6 goddess bracelets using beads from different subscription boxes that she had in her stash. And it's a nice video. It is long because there are 5 or 6 bracelets, but it really shows you all the different ways that, oh, look what I did, 2 green ones. It shows you all the different ways that you can do a goddess bracelet and using different sizes and different materials. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take the tape off and do a measure, and we need to move everything down. So I'm gonna move everything down first, and it's good to make sure it's laying in the way that you want it to lay, and then slide everything down. You want to hold onto your wire so that it doesn't move as you slide everything down. I probably should have left that off because he's trying to be part of the design. I'm like, no, you're not in it. You're not part of this. Get back over there. So let me push these down. There we go. Okay, now he's understanding. You're not part of this. So you can get down there. Okay. Okay, so far he's behaving. So I'm going to take this down here and lay it here to measure. And I am at 13 centimeters. And so I need to go ahead and put one more of the crackle, one more of the green, and then we're going to crimp. So we need to put I don't have a ring, so I'm going to put a ring. I'm going to put one more of each. So one green, a ring, we're done. And you want to keep it a little loose because you don't want it to curve on you. So you want it to lay flat, but not so much that it can't curve, if that makes sense. Because then it'll start twisting and you don't want it to do that. Guys, I'm going to cut that off because I feel like it's going to mess up. Hold on, please. Okay. 2 things that I've realized. 1, you do not put a ring at the end. And 2, you just want to make sure you have enough space to get your jump ring inside that wire. I think it's plenty of space, but just you want to make sure. If you're comfortable with leaving the wire on there, you can. If you're comfortable with leaving that jump ring on there, I just cut it off because it was, you can just go ahead and do the bracelet like this. But I know a lot of people who do a goddess bracelets have a ring there holding that spot, but it just kept clinging. What you could also use is a lobster clasp that will hang off. Like, let me show you. Okay, so what I usually see some people do is to have your lobster clasp on the end like that, so that it's not interfering with the bracelet, it's hanging off of that end. So you want to have something there to hold that space, but I think the ring was just the wrong idea because it kept trying to be a part of the design. So a lobster clasp at the end is better. All right, now we're going to put our jump ring with our not a jump ring. I keep saying jump ring. This is a crimp bead. We're going to do a crimp bead. How about we just pour one out? There we go. All right. And what you're supposed to do, but Renee doesn't do, is put a jump ring on. I can't work with the jump ring. I can't. It just distracts me. It causes me to not be able to do the loop properly. Yeah, I can't do it. So bring my wires around, and I don't know if all 4 of these are going to go through here. They should, because it's pretty big, but let's see. Here we go. I got one. Let's see if we can get the other one. If not, it'll be fine. We'll just clip it off, but I do want it to go through. I just want to try at least. There we go. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to pull down to here. We're good. And pull your loops down. It's coming out so nice. And you want to make sure that you curl. I'm going to take one out. I think that was just too many. We'll just clip them off when we're done. Alright, I'm going to pull this through. You want to leave enough space so that you can hook your jump ring on. And we're going to adjust our wire just a little because it's flipping and we don't want it to flip. Lay it out. I'm just making sure it's nice and flat and that it does all of that, and it is. All right. So I'm gonna make sure there's space. Now, I'll show you the well that's inside is where you want your jump ring to center, and squeeze a little and then turn. But every time you turn it, you want to make sure that it is inside of the well. Oh yay, I'm doing pretty good today. Ta-da! I did it! I made the little bead! Yay! Oh, I hope you all could see that. I did it! And we have a little... Yes! Okay, it's done. Woo! Alrighty. Okay, so now we're going to clip off these little pieces that we don't need. And if you saw my last video, I didn't know where my clippers were. I cleaned up and put them away. They were in a box. So I have them now. Yay. Because I was trying to clip stuff with scissors and that was not working too well. I would be so devastated if I like clipped off my loop after all of this. There we go. Okay, that's nice. So now we're going to take this, and I'm going to leave it right there for a moment, just in case. So now we need our jump rings. I'm going to put our jump ring on and put our clasps on, and then we'll be done. Now, if you watched my last video, when I was doing this bracelet here, these smaller rings work better. They're stronger than these larger ones, but I do want a large ring to clip my to clip the lobster clasp onto. So let's see if that will work. So I'm going to take this off and put this ring right here. There we go. And you see, I'm able to do this with my hands. That's how weak these are. Perfect. Okay, and now we can take this off. You can come off now. There we go. And I'm gonna find a little ring. I don't even need that size. Just a little one, enough to put the lobster clasp on. I want a strong one. Just can't see where the opening is. There we are. These are stronger for some reason than the larger ones. Go figure. But they all came in the same set. And I'm just surprised that even though they are 24 karat, sterling silver coated, whatever it is that they put on here so it won't tarnish, that they are very, very weak. Maybe they put it over top of some plastic or some really cheapo jump rings. Okay, let's try her on. Oh, yes, oh, look at that. Do you like the design? Isn't that beautiful? All right, I need to put my ice cream dangle, so let's do that next. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I've been gone for a while because your girl was over there buying the anniversary bundle. I was getting ready to close this up, and we want to drop. I have this this head pin, and I have this spacer bead that's going to go in there because the cone that I want to make for my ice cream, this came in our shop bundle. This cone is like, do you see that hole? It's like a gigantic hole. That's weird. So I needed to put that there, and then it looks like this. Okay, so we have our cone, we have the spacer so that the cone doesn't fall off, and we're going to put this bead inside to kind of center the cone more because the cone is so wide, and that makes it bring the head pin back to the middle, and that way the cone's not sliding all over the place. All right, so we got that done, and so now we're going to put this ice cream on, and it matches our bracelet. And I'm trying to decide, because the bracelet is so small, I don't think I was going to put a second ice cream on there, but I think that's going to be too big. So yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to go ahead and make our loop. Now, I'm not liking this head pin. The gauge is very, very soft, so it's real easy to bend. I don't even, usually I'm using my flat nose wire to do that, to bend this. Okay, let's hope this comes out right. We're going to clip here. It's about 1 centimeter. And we're going to roll, roll, roll. This might be kind of long, but there we go. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add these small jump rings to make a little chain for me. And it's just similar to that chain that's right there. I use that to hold on to latch my bracelet. So it's nice to have something when I'm by myself to hold that bracelet, and that way I can put the bracelet on when I'm by myself. I wonder how many bundles they had available. I didn't even look. Usually it'll tell you how many are available. Let me go see real quick. I want to be nosy. Okay, it's 8:19 and they are sold out. The ring is on the side that I want it on. Ice cream is on the side that I want it on. We're closing up the loop. We're focused. We are focused. Okay. Alrighty. Whew. Let's try this again, folks. Let's try it again. Okay. It's laying nicely. We got our chain. There we go. Very nice. We did it. See what focusing helps you do? It's beautiful. It's laying flat. It's not twisting. And I have my ice creams. Very nice. Oh, this came out beautifully. We're all done. What do you all think? Let me know what you all think. Did we slay? Let me take this one off so you can really focus on the goddess bracelet. Let me know if you, excuse me, after what I've gone through, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I was distracted because of the anniversary bundle. But would you try this? I will say that the actual part of making the goddess bracelet pattern wasn't that hard. I think I just struggled with making these loops here so that I can get my ice cream hanging. But it came out really, really nice. We're done. We are done. Thank you all so much for being here for this part of my journey through this ice cream shop bundle, and hope to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. And you know what we say around here, whether it's day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that is good. Don't forget to pray because we really need it, and don't forget to slay, and don't be anxious about anything. Alrighty, everyone. Bye.